Don't say a word.
Hi, we're here with Minnesota State University Mankato, having a wonderful watch party with us. So thanks for being here, everybody. So first of all, say hello to the entire speech community who's watching you right now.
Hi.
So my first question for you is, what do you think? How's this going?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's been absolutely fantastic so far. It's felt like
How many presentations? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I've just enjoyed being
How
able
many-
to watch all the performances and yeah.
I agree. And then it's a different experience too, being able to see your own speeches and just kind of having that closure of saying goodbye to them and all that. So, and being able to hear the positive comments about it. That's been really awesome. And it kind of brought tears to my eyes, but it's been really good.
Yeah, I've heard a number of people, especially some coaches, had contacted me and said that this is a healing experience for their students. Is that something that you get the feeling of?
Absolutely.
It's really nice, like, for me as a senior, getting some kind of send off this year with how crazy things are. So it's definitely been a nice experience for me.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead, Caitlin.
I was just going to say, I think in general also, I mean, obviously giving some sort of send off, but I mean, we were all kind of ramping up for all these national tournaments, getting super excited. And when that was kind of ripped away, we all felt we were in a pretty bad place. But having this opportunity, it really allowed us to come together as a community and celebrate all the hard work we've done since last August or even earlier. And so it's really nice having that opportunity.
That's awesome. All right, I'm going to start asking some questions. We're going to just try to do this as quickly as we can because there's a lot of you, but I want to hear from all of you. So the first and the hardest is, what is your favorite performance ever that you've ever seen from speech? All right, we're going to start down at the bottom with Kaylee. Go.
Sophie Stern, ADS final, either last year or the year before. I can't pick.
All right, everybody just keep going.
I really loved Emma Newton's poem. That was one of the first things that popped in my head this year. That was beautiful. And her info that we just saw today, that was also great.
I'm going to agree. Sophie Stern, ADS. I mean, she's like, I just idolize her. I've known her for years. She's an amazing competitor, or was an amazing competitor.
I'm a freshman, so I haven't gotten to see too many other pieces, but I remember competing against Harry Steffenhagen in prose, and his prose just blew me away every time. So his is probably one of my favorite pieces of all time.
All right, Maria?
I would like to think that Emily Shepherdson would be my favorite DI. I mean, the way she just portrayed the story, gave it such life. And it's a wonderful message and a story that you should tell to everyone. It's beautiful, honestly, in my opinion.
Cool. Elizabeth?
I have to agree with Emma Newton's. I really enjoyed that, saying the rounds and hearing it. I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. All right, so I'm just going to jump into the favorite tournament ever. So what's your favorite tournament? If you just had one all year, you're like, I just have to go to that tournament, what is it?
I would go to the Gorlock.
Oh, okay.
I would say that my favorite all 4 years running would be Love Fest UWEC.
I would choose the tournament that MSU hosts because in that one, actually, none of the varsity members compete. So it's all just the novices. And I personally love that day because, I mean, I was able to walk all the novices to their rooms. A lot of them, it was their first tournaments, and showing that support and cheering them on over myself. It's just a really great experience. And I love seeing them, and I love seeing them succeed.
I love going to the Norton. It's always a fun, over the top theme, and you always know it's going to be good. So I'm excited for next year.
I would say the Gorlock has got to be one of my favorites. Just the people that we surrounded ourselves with, everyone was so nice to each other, and all of the pieces were just great. Honestly, I felt flabbergasted, honestly, by it all.
Cool.
I'm surprised no one said nationals.
NFA, yeah.
I mean, NFA would be up there if the first 2 days of
NSCOE.
NFA, greatest tournament ever.
All the nationals.
The last 12 days.
First 2 days.
The last 12 days of NFA.
If only
The first 2 days are
if
great.
only a national tournament
last
should be
2
only
weeks.
2 days long, right?
Right. Who knows?
All right. So Elizabeth, did you have an answer? Nope. I think it's freezing up. All right, we're going to go on to the next question. Sorry, Elizabeth, we're going to come back to you. On the next question, try to do twice, but your video keeps freezing up. All right, so here we go.
Enjoy all the tournaments
What's that?
that we go.
All the tournaments? All right, here we go. What is your style choice? Of all the people in speech, this was community question number 1. Who do you think has the best style?
Kaylee Matuzak.
I have to second that.
Got a short sleeve blue suit that just
Anyone else got one that comes to mind?
Emma Rogaman.
Sophie,
Emma Newton brooches for me.
but also I get a lot of Kaylee Matuzak hand-me-downs.
You can't
So
say me. I'm here.
yeah, I really like her style.
All right. And the favorite performance you've ever given? Your own personal favorite performance. And if you can remember the specific location, that goes even farther.
I think it was our state tournament for Minnesota, and one of my poetry performances just like really hit for me, and it was just a meaningful topic. So it meant a lot to me just to have that experience and to be able to feel that way after performing. So that was cool for me.
Cool. Elizabeth, since you didn't work the last time, try it again. All right.
My
There we go.
that I given was my info. It was when I really felt like I performed it the right way and like did the best I could.
Cool. Good job.
Okay.
Who else? We got Maria.
I would say my DI was my favorite performance, and if anything, it was during the first round at the Gorlock, actually. I really felt it that day for some reason, and it was just so... I was so into the story itself that I couldn't really focus on anything other than just saying what I had to say. It was a beautiful moment. I kind of almost cried. I'm not gonna lie. Even right now, my chest is just...
All right, Annie.
Maffle 3 and 4 for me had some really great prose performances, partially because I was really sick. So the emotion was pretty easy to convey because I felt really gross. But the tournament went really well. And then at state, Kaylee and I had some really great improv duo performances.
They were...
So that was really fun too.
Cool.
That's
Kaylee, you
crazy.
just gotta call that out.
Probably my favorite was just this year at state. I made it to state finals for the first time ever with my Persuade. And I had worked so hard the year before. I fell short of finaling by 1 spot. And oratory is just such a big deal because if you final, then if you final, it just is such a big deal for oratory. And I remember performing in front of a panel of 5 judges and just sitting here thinking that I did this. I am so proud of myself. And every time I've come up short like I did the year before, I was able to overcome that. And I was just so proud of the fact that I had done that.
Very cool. All right, Kaylee.
I am going to pick two as well. Definitely ADS Octa at NFA last year. It was just a super fun performance, and the energy in the room was amazing. And then since Annie said improv duo at State, I will say improv duo finals at the Gorla.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, you did improv duo?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Add, if we had enough rooms, and it still could potentially happen in the wild world, somehow the National Speech Championship in-person thing happens, we'll be adding group improv. So it'll be like 2 to 6 people doing improv. So that'll be the next experimental, if you want to call it, event on the list. So I hope you're looking forward to that one. That's always fun for people. So if you could say anything to all the other people in the country, especially all the students out there, what's your message? What do you have to say, either to motivate them, to get them excited about next year, or what's left about tomorrow? What are your thoughts?
Oh, that's a big question.
I'm going to start with whoever's the seniorist.
I think that
That's Kaylee.
That would be me then.
All right, go.
I would say I'm personally super, super excited to be an alumni and start doing that stuff. And maybe a little bit bittersweet, but we know that you should always go with the treat every performance like it's your last. I actually had my last performances before I thought they would happen. So just kick it. Just kick it.
Cool. Cassidy, you're going to say something?
I think that this community does so. Yeah. I think this community does so much for not only the people in it, but the people outside of this community. And just like, we do so much good work, and it would be such a shame to let that stop just because we're all stuck in our homes, you know? So I think I have the most excitement for next year and what's to come. And we all definitely have time to start working. So it's probably going to be a great season.
Okay, who's next? Caitlin?
Yeah, I would say when all of this just kind of comes to an end because everything's at a halt for everyone and for seniors especially, but I mean, for all of us, one day speech is gonna come to an end, unfortunately, but like the experiences we have are always gonna stay with us. And the fact is they're gonna have made us better people because it makes us more compassionate and more empathetic and better leaders. And so by taking these values, we are gonna become better and more well-rounded people in society. And so that really is like the biggest takeaway of this activity, that the people are amazing. That, I mean, even though speech may stop and it's at a halt right now, we never stop having the opportunity to advocate for those who can't stand up for themselves.
Yeah. Annie, Maria?
I'm sorry, I got cut off at some point, so I couldn't really hear your question. I do apologize for that. But yeah, no, Annie?
Oh,
Please?
take the time to thank your coaches. You know, even though things have ended unexpectedly, they're still working like crazy, just like they have been all season and for years. So take the time to thank them for everything they do for us. And then just use this time, if you still have more time in speech, to reflect on what it means. Because I think the fact that we didn't get to do a traditional nationals this year puts a lot of things in perspective. And now we can really appreciate what we do have here. You know, it's not about winning at the end of the day. That's not what you're going to remember. It's the people that you met and the communities that you got to be a part of. So just take the time to appreciate it.
Very cool.
Speaking of that, check in with them. It's a hard time right now. And I mean, I have plenty of friends that have been kicked out of the dorms and are just sleeping wherever they can. Check in with them, see what you can do, see how you can emotionally support them.
Yeah. Kaylee, I have one question for you that's left, and this will be the last one.
Sure.
Tell me a really funny story. It has to be a quick story of about 1 minute about someone else in this room And it's okay if you pick on the freshmen. That's usually the easiest way to go. But you can go however you want. A funny story. Go.
Okay, I'll definitely. I don't want to embarrass anyone, so I won't do anything too crazy. But a funny story that Annie was definitely there for, involving us both. Yeah, so we were waiting outside of the room for the improv duo final at the Gorlock. And with this, improv duo, you can't wait in the room. Well, you can't watch it the way that they do it in Missouri. So we were just sitting out there. We went last in the room, so we were out there for probably an hour and a half. And maybe 20, 15 minutes before performance, we started trying to get our energy up, like, get ready to get in there. And these two women walk out of a different room, and they were there for like some kind of meeting unrelated to the tournament completely. And they're like, "Oh, you two look so beautiful." And me and Annie are like, "Why, thank you. Wow." They're like, "You look like you're here for a job interview." And then they're like, "What are you here to do?" We said, "Oh, speech and debate, whatever." And we told them that we were there for the final. And one of the two women goes, and I still don't know why she said this. She said, "Well, yabba dabba
doozy."
As if that's something that people say. And we just looked at each other and we're like, that's a good omen for this final. And then we did very well. So
We
I
won.
think that woman every hour.
So do you say that on your team?
Yabba dabba doozy, we do.
That
That's great.
everyone
That sounds so Minnesotan. So I love it. I appreciate it. I hope you say that before every round tomorrow of exhibition finals, and chat that into the thing over and over again. People will love it. All right. Thank you all so much, and enjoy the next set of speeches. See you later.
Yes,
Bye.